Tonight, in the bomb-scarred, blood-soaked city of Aleppo, there is no respite. Airstrikes have pummeled parts of the city for a second straight day. A renewed Syrian government offensive aimed at crushing the rebels. Activists and medics on the ground say dozens have been killed. Blasts struck near a school, a hospital, and a blood bank. Part of what international groups say is a Syrian government pattern of attacking medical centers. This after the Syrian president said he could have an ally soon in Washington, Donald Trump.
If he's going to fight the terrorists, of course, we're going to be natural ally in that regard.
The CBC's Margaret Evans is one of the few journalists in the regime-controlled part of Aleppo, accompanied by a Syrian government minder, as she watches this war up close. Margaret.
Peter, pro-Syrian forces will tell you they are very close to ending the battle for Aleppo definitively and in their favor. But this is a conflict that's battle lines have shifted back and forth time and again. A world on its head. This improvised barrier crosses what was once the main road into Aleppo from the south. Now, it's a portal into yet another of the city's impossible moonscapes, a place called District 1070. The capture of this former housing project is deemed one of the Syrian army's most significant gains in recent fighting, securing its southern corridor into the city. Today, residents who fled months ago were allowed back in to salvage what they could. This father of 6 found nothing but a gas tank left. He'd rather stay here, he says, but the soldiers say it's too dangerous. The front line has only been pushed back. It's still just over the rise. This is as far as we can go. At the end of the road, just beyond those buildings, there is a pocket of opposition soldiers dug in. The Syrian armed forces just took this neighborhood back last week. The scale of the destruction seems to dwarf humanity, but there are some still clinging to it. Fatima moved back here with her family 4 days ago. Better than the refugee tent she was living in. Because at least here there are walls and a ceiling, she says. She wants others to move back, but it's a hard sell. It is allowed, she tells this man. We're neighbors here, and each one will take care of the other. We're afraid at night, he answers back. There are no doors. The residents of District 1070 were already displaced, fleeing the fighting when they moved here in 2012. Another thread pulled from Syria's fraying social fabric. 20-year-old Amra Addict is a lieutenant in the Syrian army who says he no longer feels anything, not least sympathy for the Syrians fighting against him on the other side of the line. They get a lot of chances to turn themselves in, he says. I expect we'll accept them after the crisis, but as for me, no. The chill in the air will be with Syria for a long time. Peter, for the people enduring this conflict, one of the hardest things is the lack of a horizon. No end in sight to the suffering.
All right, Margaret, thank you. Margaret Evans in Aleppo.